Okay, I'm back. I didn't realize that my microphone was muted. Yay. All right, so let's get into this. Let me share my screen. This is from HealthNUTNews. I kind of read over it a little bit. New York State Senator, age 47, dead after complaining of complications from flu shot. This is posted by Erin Elizabeth. If you all are not subbed to Erin Elizabeth, I'll try to find her YouTube channel. I believe it's Erin Elizabeth Health Nut News on YouTube, but her website is healthnutnews.com. I post all this in the description. She's awesome. She is awesome. Yeah, sorry. So I went into the house and I had to get coffee, and then I had to use the bathroom, and then I had to show my dog some love and make sure the TV was on Animal Planet. Yeah, my dogs are spoiled. Sorry. So posted by Erin Elizabeth, November 26, 2018. So just as of 2 days ago, I'm just now hearing about this. So if this is old news, I'm sorry, but it's new news to me. Oh, there's an update. According to Senator Jose Peralta's wife, Evelyn, officials from the city's medical examiner's office explained that her husband died of rapid septic shock, which led to organ failure. However, because they still do not know what caused the fatal blood infection, more tests are being done. She said the doctor told her that this type of thing is rare given, quote, his age and that it happens so quick. He was healthy. He was a healthy guy. We will update this story once the additional tests are completed. Awesome, Erin. Keep up the good work. Jose R. Peralta, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Please excuse me. I'm so bad with names. First elected to the state Senate in 2010 and the first ever Dominican American elected to the New York Senate, died on Wednesday night. So, let's see. It's Wednesday right now. So he died on the 21st, the night of the 21st. Of course, it always takes longer for stuff like this to get out, especially the mainstream media doesn't like to hit on this stuff. If it's any type of controversial or defeats what they're trying to get out, you all realize this, so I don't have to explain it. He was 47. A cause of death has not yet been determined, but an autopsy has been scheduled. Good for them. He had been ill for at least 2 weeks, but was reluctant to visit a doctor, according to his director of communications, Chris Sosa. Y'all remember that name, Chris Sosa, because he assumed his symptoms were related to his recent flu shot. His recent flu shot. I like how she did that. On Wednesday night, while at home with his family, Mr. Peralta became disoriented. He was taken to the hospital and died at 9:23 p.m. It was like pulling teeth to get him to talk about not feeling well, Mr. Sosa said. He just thought he was having symptoms related to getting a flu shot. Well, hello. I mean, he was obviously probably on the right track. You know, we're thinking that. Let's see. Let's go ahead and play this, shall we?
Has shocked a lot of people who are waking up to this sad news this morning. We're hearing from sources that the state senator passed away from an emergency health complication last night at Elmhurst Hospital. He was known as a champion for working families. State Senator Jose Peralta died unexpectedly last night at Elmhurst Hospital. Devastating news for not only his family and friends, but everyone in his district where he fought tirelessly. Just last week, he was handing out Thanksgiving turkeys. And not long ago, the state senator talked with Pix 11 about shutting down sex trafficking in Queens. Peralta.
Hold on just a second. Let's see what day that was, that he was handing out Thanksgiving turkeys. Let me go back.
Thanksgiving turkeys.
Okay, say thank you. See if I can make this big. I'm going to have to, I can't see the chat while this is on. Thank you, Senator Peralta, for supporting our community this Thanksgiving season. November 18th, it looks like. So, he was handing out turkeys on the 18th, which was Sunday. He died the following Wednesday. Wow. All right. Continue.
And not long ago, the state senator talked with Pix 11 about shutting down sex trafficking in Queens. Peralta was first elected to the 13th district in 2010. 11 about shutting down sex trafficking in Queens. Peralta was first elected to the 13th, talked with Pix handing out Thanksgiving turkeys. And not long ago, the state senator talked with Pix 11 about shutting down sex trafficking in Queens. Peralta was first elected.
Here's your sign.
To the 13th district in 2010, the first Dominican American elected to the New York State Senate. Before that, he served as a state assemblyman since 2002. His communication director released this statement. I can confirm that Senator Jose Peralta passed away on Wednesday. We have no further details to be released at this time and ask that the family's privacy be respected. Thank you to all who have reached out with words of kindness and support. His colleagues are also reacting this morning. Ruben Diaz Jr. posted to Facebook, Jose Peralta will be sorely missed. He was a good father, a loving husband, and a dedicated public servant. Our city and our state are greatly diminished having lost him. Rest in peace, my friend. So a very tough day for this borough and certainly for friends and family of the state senator. He was just 47 years old. His birthday less than 2 weeks ago. He devoted most of his life to public service.
Interesting. He was a resident of Queens for 3 decades, attended public schools in Borough, and graduated from Queens College, where he studied psychology and sociology, and served as student body president. 2 seconds, guys. I have got to take this phone call. Hold on 2 seconds. I'll explain here in just a second. Let me mute my mic. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. I've been waiting for that phone call. That was Sprint, actually. Sprint was charging me $60 for a line that should have been free. And come to find out, this has been happening. I thought it was for 24 months, but come to find out it was only for 10 months. So they're giving me a pretty hefty credit on my account, which I closed out and ported to a new service. So yeah, I had to take that phone call. Sorry. All right. So where were we? Okay, so blah, blah, blah. He was body president. As a lawmaker, he was champion of the DREAM Act, a legislation that would allow undocumented immigrants to qualify for college tuition assistance. That's interesting. He also introduced bills to legalize hoverboard. What? Legalize hoverboards in the city and to extend the length of time that speed cameras are used in school zones. What? Hold on. Let me reread that. He also introduced bills to legalize hoverboards in the city and to extend the length of time that speed cameras are used in school zones. Huh. What? Why would they add that in there? That's odd. By all accounts, he seems to have been a man of the people, working for the people who elected him, as they all should, right? I'm not sure who this is. Let's see what they have to say.
It's funny you mentioned the reporting that goes on or lack of for some of these vaccines. You go back to the flu shot, and there does seem to be reporting. 2 years ago, I think, they said there was maybe 9% effective for a certain population, maybe. To support the effectiveness of the vaccine.
No, and they consider like 70 to 80% really good. And so for some strains, some years it might be that high. But, they removed the inhaled influenza vaccine this year because it was only 3% effective. And, people assume that they go and they get their child vaccinated and they're going to be protected even after one shot. But the fact is that even after 3 or 4 shots of some vaccines, you're only 65 to 85% protected. Even with the measles vaccine, there are between 2 and 10% of people who take that vaccine who never respond to it. So they're called primary non-responders. So they're susceptible. And, the reason they added the second shot, it wasn't for a booster. The second shot was added to that program around 1990 to mop up that 2 to 10% who never responded in the first place. But the problem is that those 2 to 10% don't really have that much higher of a chance of responding by again. They have somewhat higher, but not a perfect response rate even after that second shot. So, it's a real kind of lack of it's a false sense of security that doctors and parents have after vaccines, that they're necessarily protected, and they're not. And even if they do work initially, there's no guarantee that they stay. The more you say, for instance, the more pertussis vaccines a person gets over their lifetime, the shorter they actually respond to it for the shorter period of time. So us as adults, our protection might last 6 months to 2 years, whereas as a child, they just keep giving more and more and more of them, trying to build that immunity. So that's one problem with this feeling that the vaccines are protected. But you mentioned influenza, and there's something that a lot of people are unaware of. And I think this is a really important point to make about influenza vaccines, which is that you're talking about the effectiveness in the year that it's given. Then the following year, there could be a whole 3 or 4 new strains of influenza circulating. Well, there's plenty of medical literature and epidemiologic evidence that if you've taken an influenza vaccine on year 1, that your risk of contracting influenza on year.
Here's my big question on the flu. Why is there even a flu season? Can anybody answer that? Why is there a flu season? Why does the flu only hit certain times of the year? Riddle me that. I would love to know the answer to that question.
Year 2 is higher. Your risk of getting a pandemic strain is higher, and your risk of shedding and spreading the virus for longer periods of time is higher as a result of what that vaccine did to your immune system the year before. That's a really important point that I think needs to really be hammered home to people, is that even if you are protected that first year that you got the vaccine, it has changed your immune system in such a way that your T cells can't respond using memory response. And so you are actually more susceptible than a person who's never been vaccinated. And that's been proven in medical literature. I speak about this publicly with the references on a regular basis.
Scroll down. Oh, I made my screen bigger. Sorry. Indeed, many of his colleagues shared their grief on Twitter. I mean, look at him. He looks like a very, very healthy man. I'm not going to read all these comments. He worked his way from the grassroots. Let's see. I'm just going to leave this up there for you all so that you all can read about Erin Elizabeth. She's awesome. I was going to have the chance to speak with her a couple times, and we just kept missing each other. I thought I was screen sharing. Am I not screen sharing? Sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm not screen sharing? Okay, wow. I never stopped screen sharing. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so now I'm screen sharing. All right, so apologies. All right, anything else you all want to look up as far as, do you want me to continue searching on him? Of course, I'm going to, I'm going to research this off YouTube, but I don't want to like stick on the same subject forever. Let's see what Google says about this. All right, let's just see what they say. Why is there a flu season? I think we all know the answer to this. All right, what's Google say? Despite higher incidence of manifestations of the flu during the season, I don't think it's going to answer my question. The viruses are actually transmitted throughout populations all year round. Cold temperatures lead to drier air, that's what I was thinking, which may dehydrate mucous membranes, preventing the body from effectively defending against respiratory virus infections. Okay, so riddle me this. Places around the world where it stays cold year round, like Antarctica or something like that, which actually Antarctica doesn't stay as cold as they say. And we've seen this from pictures. If you all haven't seen people wearing like t-shirts and they're supposed to be in Antarctica. Anyways, I would like to see the statistics on flu outbreaks in those areas, if that in fact is why. They've always said that just because you're cold, it cannot cause a virus, and this is actually saying the opposite. Lead to drier air, which may dehydrate mucous membranes, preventing the body from effectively defending against respiratory virus infections. Why is there a winter flu season? Let's just see what Popular Science says. Well, I had heard that, Uzaru, but it's just interesting sometimes to see what Google says. So, no, I don't want to turn it off. Okay, can't watch this here. CDC. Flu season can start anytime in late fall, peak to late winter, usually January, February. Average flu season lasts about 13 weeks. And by April, some years, it can linger into May. So, was I sharing my screen on any of that, you all? Or was I just reading it to you? And were you hearing audio? Okay, so I thought you knew. You will just keep reposting till I see it. Let me see what you are trying to post. Flu season is because viruses are more stable in cold air. And low humidity also helps the virus particles remain in the air. That is because the viruses float in the air. But I thought, excuse me if I sound dumb on this, but I thought that the cold actually killed viruses. Yes, the flu shot does help spread it. I mean, I always heard you know, like ice kills germs, you know? Warmth acts as an incubator, yes. It's just interesting. All of it is just interesting, you know? What's also interesting is the fact that any virus, any disease that's out there, they have a cure for. So, you know, if it wasn't some big money-making scheme, then they could actually cure everyone. And that's sad because, you know, I have a disease. I know other people that have diseases. You know, incurable diseases. It definitely should grow more rapidly in warm climates. And in the wintertime, you would think people wouldn't be sick. The cold kills germs. Whatever. That's all I'm saying. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor, but sometimes common sense, you know. All right. Any more breaking news? Can you all help me out here? I don't really want to stop right now. What's up, Pyramid 7? How are you? People wear gloves and bundle up. Less direct touch. I agree. Yeah, they are made from chicken eggs. That's why they post, like when you drive up to the pharmacy, it says, before getting your flu shot, let your pharmacist know if you are allergic to the following: chicken, eggs, and something else, I think, too. I can't remember. Winter is the majority time people get their shots. I don't get flu shots nor do my kids. Maybe we can learn about how made. Let's see, I thought more people got sick in winter because it's cold. People stay inside. Closer contact to each other. Why you think they put rubber on your soles Ask the Beatles. Let's see. Chilling in Nebraska since the wife's stroke. Oh, I'm sorry, Pyramid 7. Prayers go out to you and your wife and your family. I always know the cold helped kill hens and bacteria along with the virus. I'm confused. Yeah, the Nikias, exactly. Why is the Jerry Lewis telethon still going on? It's been on since... Wow, okay. You're allergic to eggs. Doctor tried to force me. No way. Okay, so we have somebody that's allergic to eggs. Doctor tried to get the flu shot when she was a kid. Tried to kill her in California. They hate shame if you don't take the shot. Yeah, exactly. Flu is more rampant on humans' immune system in winter as our bodies are trying to stay warm versus fighting viruses. So in other words, when your body gets cold, your immune system automatically goes down. Because I stay cold constantly. Like when my blood sugar is high, I'm constantly cold. And my immune system's down anyways. I mean, diabetes is an autoimmune disease. I just hate always saying that because it adds up to AIDS. So I don't have AIDS. I have an autoimmune disease. So cold only kills an isolated situation like fridge. For people, cold climate exacerbates germs because bacteria likes to grow in dark places. Air is restricted in homes and more. Gotcha. 60 holistic doctors died. Suspicious big pharma. Yeah, and Erin Elizabeth, that's one of her main things that she likes to report on is the holistic doctors dying, and they tried to censor her dramatically. There is a new cancer drug. Okay, cool. Thanks, Mom. Let's look that up. FDA approves new cancer drug targeted to genetic mutation, not cancer type. The new drug will cost $393K a year wholesale, Bayer says. There you go, Bayer. The same company, and get this, Bayer is actually linked to, you know, those free eye tests that your children get at school, at public school? And now they take screenshots of your children's irises. So there they already have your kids' iris scan on file. You see where this is going? Bayer actually owns that company. That company, I can't remember what it's called. I actually have that in my computer. I saved the document from where my son got his eye exam. It's all linked together, you guys. So Bayer is saying that how much that's going to cost. And that's suspicious in itself. Let's see what this is. While several drugs are approved to treat a variety of different cancers based on genetic mutations, Vitracvi, known generally as Larotrec, I'm not even going to try to say that, is the first that is approved from the beginning to treat cancer solely based on the mutation. Bayer. The FDA has approved a new cancer drug that is the first to be designed from the start to fight a specific genetic mutation, not a traditional cancer type. The new drug, named is approved to fight breast cancer or lung cancer or colon cancer. Instead, it's designed and approved to treat cancers. Okay. Let me repeat that. The new drug is not approved to fight breast cancer or lung cancer or colon cancer. It's not approved to fight the 3 cancers that usually lead to cause death, does it? Typically, the other types of cancers that this drug is going to treat it's been proven, can be fought the natural way. Not saying that these can't. I'm just saying. And let me also say, if you know anyone with any type of cancer, you start them immediately on CBD oil, guaviola extract, and what's the other one? Guaviola extract is vitamin B17, which is illegal to find in a pill capsule in the United States because they know it is a cancer killer. It kills cancer 10,000 times faster and better than any chemo, which chemo, in turn, kills the good and the bad cells. Oh, the foot detox. Okay, so you got your CBD oil, needs to be taken daily, 3 times a day, the highest dose. 10 drops under the tongue or more. It's not going to hurt you. You can't OD from it. Guaviola extract. You can get it on Amazon. I'm not endorsing Amazon. I'm just telling you where you can get it. HighlandFarms.com is where you can get CBD oil at a pretty good, reasonable price. It also comes in mint and strawberry flavor. And then the foot detox. The foot detox is actually going to pull anything negative out of your body from the feet. I literally seen it done. My mother-in-law, she passed away from a brain tumor. She had glioblastoma stage 4. She was actually doing really good when she was doing the foot detox. And in her mind, which she was not right, in her mind, she thought she was having to pay for this foot detox. So she just stopped doing it. And we were not aware that she had stopped doing it. And right after she stopped doing it is when she started going really, really downhill. So those 3 things combined, I would like to see somebody with cancer try all of those things and see what happens. Just saying. All right, so that drug is not approved to fight breast cancer or lung cancer or colon cancer. Instead, it's designed and approved to treat cancers that arise anywhere in the body that carry a certain genetic characteristic. So it's the type of cancers that are genetically mutated. So the type of cancers that... kind of confused because I heard that isn't breast cancer genetically mutated, because isn't that why Angelina Jolie got all her stuff removed? Because her mom or grandmother, I'm just saying, if she had the gene. Whatever. It's just, I'm not a doctor. Traditionally, in cancer therapy, we treated patients based on where their cancer came from, what part of the body. And I'm just going to add here, cancer usually starts in an area and spreads up. You'll never see cancer spread downward. Like if somebody starts out having cancer in their pancreas, which is on the left side of the abdomen, you're not going to see them get ovarian cancer unless it started in the ovaries first and they just were not aware. Cancer starts and goes up for some reason. What makes this drug unique of where the cancer came from, as long as it has the specific mutation, said Dr. David Hyman, Chief of Early Drug Development at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York. While several drugs are approved to treat a variety of different cancers based on genetic mutations, this drug is known generically as blah, blah, blah. It is the first that is approved from the beginning to treat cancer solely based on the mutation. So tell me what type of cancers it treats. Come on. Today's approval marks another step in an important shift towards treating cancers based on their tumor genetics rather than their site of origin in the body. FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb said in a statement. We now have the ability to make sure that the right patients get the right treatment at the right time. Well, you should have been trying that all along. But this drug allows them to have the ability to do that, right? This type of drug development program, which enrolled patients with different tumors but a common gene mutation, wouldn't have been possible a decade ago because we knew a lot less about such cancer mutations. Keytruda was the first example of a drug approved to treat a generic mutation. Originally FDA approved in 2014 to treat melanoma that had spread. The makers of Keytruda showed it could treat other tumor types if they had the same mutation that drives some cases of melanoma. Now it's used against a range of tumors, including breast cancer. Itrekvi treats a genetic mutation involving genes called NTRK genes. Rarely, they can fuse together and cause the out-of-control growth that result in tumors. I wonder if that's small cell carcinoma. Because usually if it's small cell, that's the ones that, am I right? It's a small cell that mutates really quickly. Or is it large cell? Prior to today's approval, there had been no treatment for cancers that frequently express this mutation, like mammary analog secretory carcinoma, cellular or mixed congenital mesoblastic nephroma, and infantile fibrosarcoma, the FDA said. It targets a tumor solely based on its DNA rather than location.
One-year-old Rihanna Plaza might be one of the tiniest pioneers in the world of cancer treatment. The Connecticut girl was born with a rare type of tumor on the outside of her arm.
My whole world fell apart. I was like, oh my God, like, why did it have to be my daughter?
Chemotherapy didn't work, and doctors said they would have to amputate. Then they tried an experimental drug. Within 3 days, something amazing happened. The tumor started to shrink.
The mass went down drastically, and we're like, wow, this stuff is something else.
This week, the FDA approved that drug, the first to treat at least 12 types of cancer that all have the same specific tumor mutation, including breast, lung, and colon.
It works.
Did I not just read that it said that it does not treat breast, lung, and colon specifically? Did I not just read that? Right there. Where did it go? Sorry. It is not approved to fight breast cancer or lung cancer or colon cancer. Just saying.
Regardless of where the cancer came from, as long as it has this specific mutation.
A small number of tumors have this mutation, less than 1%. But those that have been successfully treated with the drug have seen astounding results, including Derek Lowry, treated for a rare stage 4 cancer that spread throughout his body. Within a week of taking the drug, the tumors, these black dots, started to disappear.
Oh, wow.
For patients that have this mutation, it is
We got a scan just last month and everything is clear. It's exciting to us, you know.
A drug opening up a new frontier that doctors believe could help many more patients in the future. So, Lester, genetic testing of tumors is not routine. So if your loved one has a cancer that's not responding to treatment, you should ask your doctor about getting a test to see if this therapy might work for you.
This is pretty attention getting. It's very amazing. All right, Doc, thanks.
I'm confused. How about you all? Okay, so this little girl had an enormous mass on her arm. They didn't know what was wrong. They just knew it was a mass, and they covered it up with a pamper. And we needed to get transferred to another hospital because nobody knew what to do with us. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What are we going to do? She added, it was horrible. Biopsy showed Rihanna had a rare tumor known as infantile fibrosarcoma, a malignant soft tissue tumor typically found in children under 1 year of age. How scary is that? Chemotherapy did little to help the tiny baby. The family eventually was referred to clinical trials being done to test the drug at Memorial Sloan Kettering. It was a syrup. She would take it once in the morning, once at night. Surprisingly, the baby liked it. 3 days later, the tumor was already shrinking. We went back to Memorial Sloan Kettering. They were even more shocked. They were like, whoa, we've never seen this process go so fast. We've never seen this process go fast. We've seen it in months, but so fast within a week? We were happy because they didn't have to cut her arm off. Let me repeat. We were happy because they didn't have to cut our arm off. I'm sure they were happy. I'm not trying to laugh at this, guys. It's just I'm getting kind of irritated. Surgeons could much more easily remove the tumor afterwards. If we hadn't shrunk it first, she could have ended up with a forearm and a hand that didn't work the way they should for the rest of her life, said a pediatric oncologist who helped treat her. Rihanna still goes for follow-up treatments, and with so many targeted cancer therapies, only a small percentage of cancer patients are helped. For patients that have this mutation, it is a revolution for these patients. But what we really have recognized about cancer is that it's not a one-size-fits-all approach, and we need to apply the best therapy for every patient. Well, I'm glad to see that they're actually getting somewhere with this stuff, you know? I mean, you do have, I'm sure there are some good doctors out there that really want to go into medicine and really want to try. And I'm anxious to see what this medicine actually has in it. If it has the guaviola or the apricots, or in other words, vitamin B17, wouldn't that be interesting? What does this have in it? It's got to have something natural in it to work that fast. That's all I'm saying. So I would like to look up, not that I'm a physicist or anything, but I'd like to look up the actual components that are in this medicine. Another roadblock: health insurance companies don't always pay for the genetic test needed to guide doctors to the targeted drugs. Well, no, they're not going to want to, because the insurance companies don't want us to get better, because the more you're sick, the more money they make. They're all in bed together with Big Pharma. Hyman hopes having a specific FDA approval can help change that. These drugs are not cheap. Bayer, which partners with the company that makes it, says it will cost $393,600 a year, while the pediatric syrup formulation will cost $11,000 a month. And you know damn good and well that it does not cost that much to make this medicine. They are robbing people blind. Why on earth would it have to cost that much a year to make the medicine? Oh gosh, I'm getting so irritated. Okay, so that's the end of that. All right, so what I'm going to do, let's look up this medicine, if it'll even show us. Let's see. Loxo Oncologies. I thought Bayer made it. Oh, I know it. I'm just, yeah, I know. I know. It's a PDF, and it's probably not going to let me share my screen. Okay, let me know when I pull up this PDF file if you all can see it, okay? Can you see this? Can you see the PDF file? Nope, didn't think so. For some reason, whenever it switches over to Internet Explorer, it will not let me share screens. Even though, okay, so I'm going to stop screen sharing and let me go back and see if I can pull this up. Hold on. Yes, you could see it. All right, hold on. 2 seconds. No, it's not letting me pull up Internet Explorer. Sorry, guys. But I'm definitely going to research it and see if I can find something. Okay, Nicholas Brown, Drudge Report. Google plans to get rid of mosquitoes around the planet. That is the worst thing ever. They would kill off so many animals. So getting rid of mosquitoes would kill off animals? I don't know. I don't know about that. Let's see. Bayer equals Bayer error. The subtle beast of the field, the most evil spot tears. Death worship, cult, immortal technique. Interesting, Tommy. When was news interview for senator talking about stopping trafficking? Turkey's death was 3 days. Flu shot 2 weeks before death. Exactly. He said, I guess he got the flu shot 2 weeks before he died. So let's see. All right. So he got the flu shot. Wait a minute. Okay. So he died on the 21st of November, right? On the 18th, he was giving out turkeys. They said that he received the flu shot 2 weeks prior to his death, which would have been around the 7th of November. And yeah, I'm going to have to follow up on that most definitely. That's going to have to take more time than being on a live stream. But yes. Yes. Thanks for that information. I'm going to definitely follow up on this. And all right, Nicholas Brown, see you later. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. Hubby just woke up, so I'm going to see how he's feeling. And thanks for joining, you guys. And most definitely going to follow up on this and do some of my investigative journalism. Okay. Gotta go, guys. Much love. And be safe and warm. It's really getting cold out here. Much love, you guys.